Well, hello, and welcome to Stop Let's Team Up Those Daring Defenders, episode 22. And we are going to do the next and the final chapter in the Avengers Defenders War. It is issue 118 of the Avengers, and this is chapter 11, To the Death. So let me get to some of the pertinent data and a little synopsis, and I'll tell you what I think about this little comic. This is Avengers Volume 1, issue 118. Release date September 11th, 1973. Cover date December 1973. Covered by Ron Wilson and John Romita Jr. I never realized that was a Ron Wilson cover. I know Ron Wilson from Marvel 2-in-1 and the Thing solo series in the 80s and 90s. Great comic. And he's a good artist. I like him. John Romita, that's cool. I didn't know that. This story is called To the Death, and it is writer Steve Englehart, penciler William Robert Bob Brown, inkers Mike Esposito and Frank Giacoa, colorist George Roussos, letterist Tom O. I'm not going to pronounce it wrong. I got it wrong last time. Jasper Saladino and editor Roy Thomas. Roll calls: The Avengers, Iron Man, Swordsman, Vision, Scarlet Witch, Mantis, Captain America, Thor, Odin's Son, and the Black Panther. Well, in this database, it lists Doctor Strange as an Avenger, but he's not an Avenger yet. This is wrong. That is wrong. So Defenders lineup: Doctor Strange, Silver Surfer, Hawkeye, Valkyrie, Hulk, and Submariner. And there's a lot of villains, Dormammu and Loki, and the mindless ones, and everybody who's, the Avengers and Defenders take the fight to Dormammu in his home world. These heroes are fighting to save the Earth. S.H.I.E.L.D., Dum-Dum Dugan, and other members. Nick Fury, Countess Valentina Elgrega de la Fontaine. She gets turned into a demon. Other people appearing: The Watcher, Allfather Odin, the Fantastic Four, roll call: Mr. Fantastic, Human Torch, Thing, and Medusa, Spider-Man, House of Aegon, which is the Inhumans, Black Bolt, Gorgon, Triton, Luke Cage, Kazar, Zabu, Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze, Satan, Mephisto, Man-Thing, Doctor Doom, Vlad Dracula, Adam Warlock, Thanos, and mention of Black Knight, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And the synopsis for To the Death, the overview is: with the evil eye in his possession, Dormammu begins to merge his dark dimension with the Earth 616 universe. The Avengers and Defenders enter the dark dimension to find and stop Dormammu, while Earth's other heroes stay to fight off the demons that are starting to overcome the world. They attack Dormammu, but the Defenders are quickly knocked unconscious by his power. He traps the Avengers, but is ambushed by Loki, who, while distracted, the Scarlet Witch blasts the two with her hex powers. This causes the evil eye to suck Dormammu into it and drive Loki insane. With the villains defeated, the demons leave the Earth and the universe is saved. So that's the synopsis of this comic. It's a really good comic. It's got a great splash page, which I'm going to share. It has all the heroes, all 8 and 6, the 14. Wait, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 16 of them. No, they're not. Maybe it is. I'm not counting them right. Who cares? But it's all the heroes screaming to the death. It says right above the cover credit: be warned, Dormammu, before you can conquer the universe, the Avengers and the Defenders will fight you to the death. And it's got a lot of nice art. Bob Brown doing his best. It's great. The Earth has been turned into a hellscape, and the heroes are fighting demons who are actually humans transformed. They're battling, and then all of a sudden S.H.I.E.L.D. comes to the rescue, led by Nick Fury and the Countess and Dum-Dum. And we find out Fury has been hurt badly in Captain America and the Falcon. A recent issue. Didn't get the issue number. I don't think I've read that era of Cap. I know my brother did religiously, but I just never picked it up. I read the Grunwald era and the Byrne era and the Brubaker era. I've read some Cap, but not all of it. I should read that. It's a lot of Sal, and it's some really good stuff. And it's Englehart writing it. That's okay. I should read the Englehart Cap. It's silly. I don't. I love his writing, and I've never read it. But it's good. The Contessa gets turned into a demon, and two teams have landed in Dormammu's, and they're on a trail that is floating through this very disco-esque space. Looks like a giant tongue. It's kind of gross. But they're there, and Dormammu is fighting, and he cages Loki because he's figured out, you're the god of lies, and you think you tricked me. I'm a bigger and badder bad guy than you. And then the Watcher pops up, says, I'm just watching. Dormammu doesn't care. The Avengers are attacked by both teams are attacked by the mindless ones. And then we cut away to Earth, and it's on one page you've got the FF with Medusa in it. That's the first era of the FF I read. So it's right around this time. Spidey, 3 of the Inhumans, Power Man, Kazar, Ghost Rider, Man-Thing, Doctor Strange, Vlad Dracula, Warlock, and Thanos are all battling the thing, the demons, because the whole universe is changing. The Watcher keeps talking some smack and distracting Dormammu, who knocks all the Defenders out, and then the Avengers give their battle cry. It's a great panel on bottom of page. Then Dormammu turns something to quicksand, and the Avengers as a team have to leap out. What I like is Iron Man and Thor are leaping at him. Dormammu blasts them with to get rid of them, and all it does is really turn them back into their secret identities, and no one notices that it's who their secret identities are. At this point, Thor knows who Iron Man is, and Iron Man knows who Thor is, but the rest don't know nothing, and it's kind of weird that they don't. Then Quicksilver uses her. She battles. Loki pulls a trick. She gets turned to mud, or it's like being glued solid. And Loki uses his power to change shape, becomes an insect, and then get out of his cage, which he could probably get a sweat squeak through the flaming bars. He attacks Dormammu, which gives Scarlet Witch the moment, and she throws a hex bolt at them, and Dormammu gets sucked into the evil eye, and Loki goes insane, and that creates a spell. They're gonna go save their friend, the Black Knight. All the heroes depart. And there's a little bit of speechifying by the Watcher as they leave. Those Earthlings move so fast, searching ever for some new struggle, and pausing never to savor what they see along the way as I do. Yet I must never forget that was they who saved their dimension. All I save are memories of their doing it, and that is why I treasure them, why they are human, and why I am only the Watcher. And then the final panel has the Defenders conclude their struggle for the Black Knight's soul in Defenders 11, now on sale. And the Avengers begin a new adventure next month in Rutland, Vermont. More Rutland, Vermont stuff. So next week I'll be covering the last part of the Black Knight saga. I really like this whole arc. It's a lot of fun. As I said, I've read it many times over the years. It holds up. It's a great one. I think it's, in a lot of ways, I like it more than the Kree-Skrull War, and that probably is sacrilege, but I don't care. I think I do like this one a little more. I read it first, really, because I didn't read Kree-Skrull until it was collected the first time, I think, because I don't think we had all the issues when me and my brother Huey had a collection. So I did eventually, but I've always read it in a trade because I've had a trade of it in different forms many times. But it's, good Bob Brown art. They're about to go into, we're going to get into the Kang stuff and the giant size issues. I think Giant Size 1 is coming up. It may have already published, but in Avengers, a lot of good stuff's coming up in the Englehart arc. And the Defenders are going to go rescue Black Knight, and it's a great issue. It's Hawkeye's last issue as a Defender, and he's not without a team for long, because he does, and within a year, he's back in the Avengers, so... but it's good fun. It's good fun. If you haven't read it, check it out. Get it on. It's all on the app. I read it on the app, and I read it in my very old trade. And I had a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to what's coming up with Defenders. If you notice, we didn't have any episode on this past weekend. It's just too much stuff going on. I'm recording this very late. It's 8:30 at night on a Thursday, and I should be in bed by now because I have to get up early. But a lot of drama. Yes, yesterday was my wedding anniversary, and we had a little drama with the pup. One of our pups bit into rat trap bait, and we were a little worried. She's doing okay, but we were a little nervous last night. But, I'm a little delayed. But this weekend, I'm doing a bunch of recording for both this and Gallifrey's Most Wanted. I think Sunday I'm doing 2 Gallifrey's Most Wanted and 1 comic one, which we'll post on I'm going to record it on Sunday and post it right after I think I record it, if I can. If not, it will go up Monday night. But it's something I've been planning for a while, and I had to move it because yesterday was, I was supposed to record yesterday, and I couldn't because it was my anniversary, and then the other drama. But I'm going to record it Sunday. I can't wait. I'm not doing any recording on Saturday and give myself a little break. Me and my wife are going to go look at the pretty leaves on Skyline Drive here in Virginia, which is always nice. I've got some comics I want to review, as I'm going to do probably... I may put an extra episode out next week. I've got a big stack of comics. I caught up on a bunch of stuff. I'm going to catch up on Avengers, X-Men, Eternals, and give you an update on what I think about that. I found all my issues. I got all the issues, so I'm up to date on Crisis, the new Crisis, and I'm going to catch up on some Justice League this weekend so I can get into that, because when it's done, I'm going to find somebody who wants to talk about it, and we're going to have a nice long conversation about it, because I like it. I like and get tired of events. This one I'm kind of interested in, but I've held off really reading any of it until I've read the arc of Justice League before it, and I read it in its entirety with all its all the issues, and I'm going to read it as one big event, and then kind of look at it as one piece of work, And if that's kind of when I'm decide if I'm going to get that as an Omni when it comes out. I've been eyeballing Infinite Crisis and Final Crisis Omnis. Cheap graphic novels has a nice price, but I've got to wait until I've got some money set aside. I kind of pinch pennies and then get those, because I can do them on the installment and pay them over 2 months. But I've got to get it. I got to get the money in there. I got to kind of take some of my comic money out of spending on floppies or anything and get that. So I'm thinking about it. I'm also thinking about getting the expanded DC tier. I think it would be good and cheaper and save me money on floppies, and then I could just get floppies for things that I think are special, like the upcoming Jeff Johns Justice Society stuff, which I will cover very quickly. Like, as they come out, I will probably do episodes about it and invite people to come on and tell me what they think about it. But until that, folks, that was it for this issue. It was a great issue. Get it. I'm going to post some art. It's lovely, Bob Brown. It's the perfect climax to this. It's action-packed. It read very quickly, but there's a lot going on, a lot of speeches, a lot of dialogue. It's Englehart style. It's an era of dialogue heavy comics, which I like, but it was pretty good, and I enjoyed the heck out of it. But let's look forward to seeing the rescue, or me reading about and talking about the rescue of Black Knight per se. And it's the last time he really does anything until Roger Stern brings him back for the Avengers, which is awesome. So I'm looking forward to that, because I've always liked Black Knight. But until then, folks, be safe, be smart, be kind, and read some comics.